Yeah, how's everybody doing? Appreciate you all tuning in to watch me struggle through compositing in Photoshop. Should be fun. Although I think I spelled it composting at some point somewhere along the lines, but yeah. But yeah, how you doing? Paul, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. David, glad you could make it, mate. How you been, David? You been busy? Paul, you been busy? I know you got your new studio there. New studio treating you well? Got anything anything kit wise that you want to add to it now, or are you content with what you got now that you got your polyboards in there, got your huge umbrellas now that you got a bit of a higher ceiling? Matt, how you doing, mate? How you doing? James, welcome. Let's get this going. How's work going, David? Anyway, I know you know last couple of months has been busy for yourself, whether you wanted it or not. but yeah, how's the work going? Cooled off a little bit? Able to shoot some more of your own stuff recently, or yeah, what's been going on? Jeron, hola, how you doing? How you doing, Jeron? How you doing? Darius, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Glad you could catch us at the start. Paul's very busy, which is good. Just no time for anything. Always want more. Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. Did you have a busy summer, Paul? I don't know because your business model is different to mine. But yeah, I'm trying to think, because I mean, August was dead, and I started to panic, and then it happens every year, and then they've just been nuts the last couple of weeks in September, which has been good. Yeah. David says, yeah, busy answering. I hate to do this, but can we reschedule? Yeah, man, that's rough. Is that potentially paid clients, or is that just your test shoots that are doing that? Is it like the paying clients that are trying to reschedule? Kind of interesting. We had an issue with that in the studio years ago. Obviously, like last minute cancellations and that sort of stuff. But it's a tough one. Yeah, like the turn up rate, or whatever you want to call it, is something that can plague many studios. You know, because like it's all very well not being busy, but being like at least you've got time. Like, oh, I don't have anybody in tomorrow, but at least you can then go, right, I'll work on the website, or right, I'll get those business cards updated, or whatever. Like, at least you can plan. But when somebody cancels like last minute or something like that, it really shafts the business in a big way. Yeah. Robin, how you doing? Yeah, glad you make the start of it. Yeah, how you doing? So Paul says he shoots newborns, always busy. August was our busiest month. Interesting. Okay. So is that newborns busiest month? Okay, so is everybody just getting jiggy like Christmas time sort of thing? Like, is that the deal? Like, why is August busy for you, or is it just the fact that they may have older children, the kids are off school and they're able to come in? Alan, how you doing? From France. Tour work is so amazing. So your tour work is so amazing. So you're super busy with touring at the moment. That's good. Paid clients, they exist in that way. I know, David. I know. I've heard rumors. Yeah, I've been on Reddit, and apparently they're out there. Yeah. David says work is still a nightmare, but I see a very small glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. So we got a few full-time photographers in here. What I mean by that is, like, that's your main job, right? That's your main source of income. To you guys, like, how often are you doing like personal work? Is it just like I never get a chance to do it, I wish I could, or is it like, you know what, I try and squeeze in a bit of personal work at the end of all of my shoots, you know, try out some gels here and there? Or is it like, yeah, I dedicate like one day a month where I have, you know, like a TFP, which is time for print, model in, and we test out some ideas? Like, you try and do that once a month, or what are you guys kind of doing? My goal, I should say, is really try and do one of those a month. But like, if that slips a little bit, then I try and catch up on it. Just in terms of, like, it just forces you. Well, I don't know how you are, but for me, like, forces me to try new ideas, right? I got that shoot coming up in a couple of weeks. There'd be a great opportunity there. Let's get those ideas down that I wanted to get out there. But yeah, I do try and do a test shoot for myself, like at least once a month. Yeah. The more we get known, the more we book. I shoot personal maybe twice a month. Okay, yes, good, great. Okay, yeah, so personal twice a month. That's awesome. Yeah, if you can get those done twice a month, that's a great opportunity to get, to get those ideas out there and just get fresh content out. Because not all clients are happy for you to share stuff right online. So yeah, those of you just joining, we're just talking about how often do full-time shooters in chat actually do like test shoots, like their own personal test shoots, like get their own ideas out there and that sort of thing. Jamie, how you doing, mate? Jamie says, I'm lucky my clients are interested in my personal ideas and usually run with it. Happen on Sunday. Exactly, perfect. I mean, that's the dream, right, Jamie? That is the dream. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty fortunate in that regard. It's just, I suppose, new ideas is what I'm trying to push, right? Because everybody loves the orange and blue gels. Great, cool. But yeah, and although I love doing that, yeah, it is always good to try new ideas. So Paul says, although you won't like I'm shooting at the moment, Paul, if you're shooting black and white, I just don't even know if we can be friends anymore. Arslan, how you doing? Hello from Karachi, Pakistan. Nice. Joined your stream after a long time. Love your work. Thank you. Yeah, you're very kind. Welcome. Yeah. Just joining, just talking about how often you guys are shooting like test shoots. I mean, maybe it's your hobby, right? And you got your full-time day job doing something else. Maybe you're just doing them every weekend. You're cramming them in. Yeah, which is, I know. I mean, that being said, I know several hobbyists. And I say hobbyists, but they're like they take it super seriously with regards. They actually shoot more than many commercial shooters, right? They're just doing 5 or 6 shoots at the weekend. Great, Robin says I should do some paid shoots because it would justify the money spent, but I like doing personal, keeps it fun, less anxiety, don't have people not a main job. 100%, Robin. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it's your hobby, right? So it's what you do to decompress, de-stress, get I think all humans are inherently creative, right? So I think that sometimes we want to we want that buzz of creating something, and sometimes if you got somebody breathing down your neck going, what would it look like if she was wearing a yellow t-shirt? Just like it would look shit. It's like if I thought it would look good, I would have put it on her. So sometimes it's good just to do what you want to do. No stress. Have make a day of it. Yeah, just chill out, have fun. I totally get that. Paul, you put a sad face there, mate. If that means you're shooting black and white, you better have. I want your excuses on my table in the morning. Like, how has this happened? What? How have we ended up here? Right. So let's have a look. Where are we? Let's scooch across here. So new people in chat. Shout out. Good to see you, of course. If you're new here, though, we do these live streams every couple of weeks, and the main focus of them is to go through your work, get some feedback on your shots, just have a look, see if there's any areas that I could maybe offer some advice on. Get some tips on lighting, composition. Maybe I'll grab a couple of images, pull them into Photoshop, have a play with the colors. So yeah, this is the place to do that. If you want to know how you can share your image, then you can just scroll back to last night's image here, the share a shoot, which is every Monday, and then you post your images in the comments and then go through them. But before we do the feedback and stuff, I do tend to just chat about a topic, discuss a topic, go through some things. And today, for example, I had a little bit of a play the other day. I'd never really tried this before, where I was using just long exposure light painting on a perfume bottle. So I had a perfume shoot last week, and I've got the bottle and stuff, and I was like, okay, I don't shoot any still life, right? So I know if you shoot still life full time in the chat, then prepare to be annoyed and cringe because I don't know what I'm doing. But, and I'll show you in a second. So what I did, I just wanted to get some sort of long exposure, light painting type shots of the bottle. I thought it'd be fun and play around with a couple of things that I'd never done before. One of the things was this weird sort of fibre optic light painting tool thing. So I had a little bit of fun with that. So I'll show you how I did that, and then what I'll do is I'll pull these images into Photoshop, and we can have a little play with compositing them together, see what it looks like. So nothing crazy, but yeah, any questions, feedback, that sort of stuff we can do as we're going through that. There's this one small good thing with no paid clients is I get to try what I want as long as they get some content. Yeah, don't bring up the C word in here, Dave. Come on, man. Let's keep it family friendly. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, the dreaded content that like the beast that must be fed regularly. Yeah. So with that said, then, David, like you say, one small good thing with no paid clients is I get to try what I want as long as they give me some. What are you trying to do though in terms of volume? Are you trying to do one of those shoots like a week, one of those shoots a month, like 2 a month? Like how are you trying to get that? I know you're suffering with cancellations. We've all been there. Yeah, Paul says, but they look so good. I've gone editorial fashion. So if you're talking about black and whites, Paul. Now look, if it's like mid-90s Vogue shot on medium format black and white film at 1/8 of a second, I could probably get on board with it. It's pretty specific black and white niche there. But yeah, you know, I'd like to see something like that. But yeah, all jokes aside, Paul, like, post one of these black and white editorial shots in the share a shoot under, because you've posted an image in here. Yeah, just post it in there and let's have a look at it. Let's see what you're up to. Can't say that word in here. Which word? Black and white. Oh, it's true, you can't. It's a banned word. I forgot. Yeah, that's right. That's true. Yeah. If you've got an image done, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Seeing as we know each other. Dave says trying to shoot once a week, but it doesn't happen too often. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it seems simple enough, right? When you say once a week, it's like, Chris, well, that's not difficult. I think people would be surprised at how many messages backwards and forwards, and you know, especially if you're doing it with a team, you know, it all time all adds up, you know, and there's a delay to everybody's messages, and then somebody cancels, and then that gets put back, and then you have 3 shoots in 1 week and none the week after. So yeah, it is a pain. Yeah, it is a pain. So yeah, if you want to share an image, scroll back there to this image, post your shot in the chat, and I will refresh that before we go through. We've got a bunch of cool shots in there, like super colourful again this week. Even got some film in there from John. This is nice. This is really interesting from James. This is looking pretty nuts. And yeah. Some nice gels here from Jamie. Love to see it. Good stuff. So yeah, what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. We had a hair shoot. That was cool. That was really good. Phenomenal hairdresser came over from Canada, so he was doing hair on that. It was really cool. I'm working with the incredible Jordan Ebbett. I've worked with her so many times over the years. She just never fails to deliver. So that was a great shoot. Looking forward to getting stuck into those. Had a perfume shoot last week. So you guys, like, I think I showed you guys some of the back of the cams and that sort of thing, right? But so I haven't shared any of these yet. I mean, I just sent them to the client yesterday. But so this is the perfume shoot that we're kind of talking about. So this young lady, not a professional model, she's getting into sort of talking about perfume and that sort of stuff, and she's obviously got a growing following, and the perfume company wanted her to model in the images. So she came along, and we did those. So yeah, I mean, she did a really good job. Why did she do a really good? Mainly because holding an object is really difficult to do, like convincingly. It's just really awkward, right? Because it's like this like super close to your face. Like, how are you supposed to look relaxed with that? So it's difficult for the model. This sort of thing is like products in shot in portraits is really like it's one of those things that is difficult to explain to the client as to why it's tricky, but it's a pain in the ass because you always want to be focusing on the subject, right? If you do that, then the object is going to be out of focus, right? There's no real getting around that, and you can go, oh, well, you shoot at f8, and like, no, it's not. Like, it needs to be sharp. It's not like close enough. Like, even at f8 or something like that, it's still going to be. And f8 just looks terrible, right? It just looks like portraits at f8 or even f11. They just look like a photocopy, right? So this, I mean, these are shot at 2.8. What I had to do was comp in the bottle, right? So I had to shoot the bottle in focus and then comp those in for all of the shots. So all these images here, this bottle has been brought in Photoshop. So you just got to do the shoot, literally focus on the model. So the camera's always focused on the model, and then you just got to do some kind of shots afterwards where you're just like, right, okay, boom, right, we're just now going to do some shots where I'm only focusing on the bottle, so kind of like the similar sort of pose and that sort of stuff, and then you just shoot some of the bottle, and then you have to comp it in afterwards. But for the most part, like, it turned out really well, especially with something like this, where you got stuff going in front of the bottle as well. Like bringing the label and stuff in was actually pretty happy with how it turned out. So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty crisp and looks pretty legit. You know, even this one here, it really sort of like pops, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, shooting with objects in shot is tricky, right? You know, it's a pain. But I think they turned out really well. So we did that last week. What else did we do? Oh, we did a big video for Rotolite. So we're shooting all day in London, beautiful studio in London, and I forget where it was, Holborn or something like that. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, beautiful studio in there, and we did like three major looks because Rotolite's bringing out a brand new product this month, next month. I think it's like Stormborn, #Stormborn. I really don't want to say too much because I know I can't say anything or show you anything, sadly. But yeah, that is a new product coming out, so we're working with that, which is really cool. So that's good. Currently retouching those images as well. So yeah, and yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks, which has been good. Yeah. Let's have a look. So Vlad says, haven't shot anything meaningful in 3 weeks. Yeah, that's it. It happens, man. It happens. Yeah, I've certainly gone for period. I mean, I remember during lockdown and stuff, it was nuts. You do kind of get a little bit withdrawals, right? Yeah, it was weird, and then getting back into the flow again afterwards. But yeah, I'm sure you get back into it, and then it'll just be shoot, right? Andrew, how you doing, mate? How you doing? Dave, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I know, Vlad, you were. Thanks for joining. But yeah, like last time you were out walking in Transylvania or something like that, right? Andrew says, "Have you got the hair one? What's the hair one? What's the hair one? You mean it? Or where can I find it, please? What hair one are you talking about?" Jason Lanier posted the poster for it, so you can say the name. Really? Okay. I'm not falling for that. I'm not falling for that, Paul. Brilliant. Oh, you posted it in here, Paul. Your image, right? Hey Miriam, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're well. Oh, that's a nice. See it in there. Nice. Have a look at that later. Oh, Darius, beautiful. Ooh, nice. Light trails is exactly what we're talking about, which is good. Oh, here we go. These you know. Considering, Paul. I was about to say they were good, but I can't. Yeah, I thought I was going to catch fire. But yeah. Nice. Nicely done. Yeah, thanks for sharing those. Just delete that one. Ian, how you doing? Yeah, a bit late. Just watching the new Apple launch. The camera part looks really good on the iPhone 15. Really? Okay. Thanks for the heads up, Ian. Interesting. So I don't know. I don't know about. I think the camera on these things is a bit. I don't know, I think it's a bit overrated personally, but I wish I had more control of the raw functionality when I'm actually shooting an image. It's super annoying. The one you've just spoken about a few minutes ago, like a hair. Oh, like the hair shoot. I haven't finished the hair shoot. Haven't even opened them up yet. It's been busy, but yeah. How can I get out of this? So. Oh, yeah, this was the hair shoot one. Yeah. You should be able to see. Well, I hope you'll be able to see them better in the. I haven't opened these up yet. I've literally just archived them, and then. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. God, it feels like a million years ago. But yeah. So this was the hair shoot, but I haven't even. Yeah, they've been archived for now. Not archived, but I haven't even brought them out yet. Yeah. Good, Miriam. Good. Yeah. Glad you're well. Yeah. Also, Sony shooters shooting black and white. It's just wow, mate. It's a miracle you haven't been banned. Yeah. Lucky I know you. Right, let's get back. Right, let's get cracking with this. Right. So, so products wise, like, I mean, Ian was talking about products and that sort of thing. We got obviously Apple doing something with the phone again. I have no idea what they're trying to do that would make that. Wait, don't do it, David. Don't do it. I swear. Don't do it, David. Yeah, products wise. So there was a couple of bits that came out sort of last week or so, right? So we got the Fuji GFX 102 Sports. I mean, whatever. Just a new medium format, digital medium format here from Fuji. So obviously a lot of fuss about the original GFX being kind of like a big deal in terms of medium format digital, and it's good. Don't get me wrong. I shot with one of the original ones. Did like a kind of review on it years ago, and like it's good. I'm sure I got some images. Maybe I don't. Maybe I didn't put them on here. The thing about the medium format is this term that we just kind of throw around, like medium format. We all know what that means, like a bigger format size and that sort of thing. The issue is that these are all shot on the GFX. The thing is, with the GFX, and I would love to obviously have it and use it, especially seeing as they are becoming more affordable now. This one here is $2,500 cheaper than the original, so I don't know how much this one is. So $7,500. So I know that seems crazy, but like the Pentax medium format's like $25,000 and that sort of thing. So the thing is the size of this chip here is just like marginally bigger than 35mm, right? That seems like maybe 35mm is in there, right? So yes, it's got all these megapixels and that sort of thing, but it like this chip is kind of as small as you're allowed to make it while still being under the medium format banner, right? Now what I would love is for them to, because I don't need 102 megapixels. If they brought out a 12 megapixel medium format, but it was like a proper medium format, I get it. Like I'm not interested in the megapixels. I'm interested in the depth of field that you can get from these larger chips, right? And that's what I was kind of joking with Paul there a minute ago about like 90s editorial Vogue fashion, which is cool. Just like if you ever managed to see any of the the old supermodel era, it's nuts. Like the drop off that you get in those old medium format cameras. And I've got a Pentax 6.7 here. and like the quality that you get from them is just nuts. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and that comes from the size of the actual sensor or film plane. So like here, this is shot on Pentax 6.7 film, and look at the drop off, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And as much as I love the GFX in terms of quality, this is a 50-60-year-old camera, right? And it's just gorgeous, just incredible, right? So yeah, although I'm keeping an eye on those GFXs, like it's the sensor size that I would be interested to see when it gets bigger. Now their lenses, to my knowledge, have been made to, as you guys know, a lens just fires a circle of light and that sort of stuff. So the lenses actually throw a far larger circle of light at the plane back here. So to me, that feels like they are planning to make a larger chip, and you can still use the GFX lenses, right? The old lenses, because they'll already throw a larger circle of light. There was just no reason for them to be throwing a larger circle back there unless you had that in mind, right? Because that's kind of wasted glass. Yeah, but we'll see. So yeah, grab yourself that bargain. The other thing people kind of interested about is this smoke genie thing, which is interesting if you guys are on the move or like wedding shooters and that sort of thing. The smoke genie is pretty cool. I mean, I use a haze machine all the time, especially for some of my cinematic stuff, but that's plugged in, and I'm in a studio, and I think the thing is still a couple £100, but it's still, I think, 500 quid cheaper than the other one that is this size in your hand. So if you're a wedding shooter and you're out and you because those cans, you can get those smoke in a can, they cost a fortune if you wanted to keep doing it. So this is like the little baby one here, the Smoke Ninja, is pretty nuts. A friend of mine just got one, so, and he shoots weddings and that sort of stuff as well. So I think that could be good. I literally have that in your pocket, and you can add some interest. Should be pretty cool. Yeah. So keep an eye on that one. This was an interesting one, like the Polaroid 2.0 that came out. Yeah. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Yeah. Paul says, I was looking for a review of the Hasselblad medium format digital. To be honest, the features weren't great, and the mirrorless cameras are doing just as good quality wise. I go for analog with leaf back. You nailed it, Paul. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, completely agree with you at the moment. And you're talking about I know the one you mean. Yeah, the old Hasselblad, like, feels like almost like a compact camera and that sort of thing. Cost you an arm and a leg. And what was interesting is that they did a digital back. So if you were already a Hasselblad shooter and you had a body and lens, that would be tasty. Expensive, of course, very expensive, but I think it's great that they've got that as an option. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. Hey Danny, how you doing? Yeah, ready for the new Rotolite in October. So Danny, you're up to date on all the Rotolite stuff. Paul in chat here says that I forget his name. The American guy Jason Lanier shared what the light is. Have you seen that, Danny? Or is Paul winding me up? He's trying to get me in trouble. Vlad says, honestly, this thing looks like vape, some kind of brilliant. Yeah, I mean, this is true. I mean, you are right, Vlad. I have seen vapes where there's just like, I don't know, just like small dick energy, where there's just like tons and tons of like smoke coming out. It's like, what are you doing? Like, what? Like, and then there's other vapes that there's just almost no smoke at all. I don't get it. But yeah, you are right. There is some vapes that have tons of smoke like that. I'm an ex-vapor, and I'm sure I can DIY something like that for $250 at most. Gotcha. There you go. That's your market. I mean, Ninja, what was coming in at $200, so yeah, it's doable. We used that at uni, but the phase 1 option. Oh, okay, yeah, the phase 1 back. That's right. Yeah, I remember that thing. That was a beast. Yeah. I mean, shooting those images was like basically receiving a fax. No, you can't believe how far it's come. Yeah. Chasing Glasgow. It's true. I mean, I assumed it was a vape. Maybe it was just the old Chasing the Dragon. Yeah, it could be. They showed a cool looking light. It was very nice looking. Yeah, it is. It is a sexy looking light, Danny. Yeah, it is a sexy looking light. Yeah. Vlad's getting into vape technology now. What type of glycerin using the vape liquid? Pretty much figured it's a new Anovo. The waterproof capability, great feature, type of location. It sounds about right, Dave. Sounds about right. Stormborn. I see. That's the only thing. Some event you can register for. That's right. I used a vape on Sunday because I forgot to plug it in my smoke machine. Vapes do work. Yeah, vapes do work. Yeah. In a pinch. So yeah, the Polaroid 2.0, whatever it is, I don't know who owns them now, but that Polaroid name has been handed around for years and years and years. Obviously, they went bust like, I don't know, decades ago. And you've had Polaroid, fridges practically. Like you can, people have used the name for a long time. But this is under the Polaroid brand 2.0, and like it's got fancy digital dials and features and all that sort of stuff. You've got readouts and manual control, which is really nice. You can exposure compensate. I think you can dial in the aperture and that sort of stuff. Here you go. Yeah, so you got all that, and then they are talking about the lens, Polaroid's sharpest lens with LiDAR, which is just, I forget now, just in terms of focusing, everything in focus sort of stuff. But like the shots still look the same as if you were to just buy an old Polaroid camera for £8 on eBay. And look, I'm not jibing at that. Like that's a look, right? That is a look that I think people want. I don't think people are buying this to get incredible quality images, but I will say is that I was expecting the images to be far better quality. So I think it's just the film process, right? It's just the film process that I think as the light hits that film plane, it's kind of bouncing off the backing and it's creating this glow, which is like, I know it's like this nostalgic look from the Polaroid look, but I think it's the film, regardless of how crystal clear the lens is. Like that film is always gonna give it that refraction, as it were. So and for $600, I think, right? Yeah, $600. Yeah, so like it's not cheap. It's not cheap, but it's good that they're doing things with it. It's good, and I hope it does well. I really hope it does well. So you turn the flash on and off and that sort of stuff. I was wondering if you could plug a flash into it, because I'm sure I saw a port in this somewhere. I can't see it now, but I'm sure I saw a port on one of the images where you could, I thought maybe you could plug a flash sync in. That could be cool, to do like studio shots with it and have the Polaroid look could be pretty cool. But I didn't see any confirmation anywhere of a plug-in socket flash sync. But it's not even a hot shoe there that you could trigger the flash with a flash trigger, right? So yeah, that would have been cool. It would have been cool. But I will need to check. I could have sworn I saw something somewhere, but I can't see it now. Anyway, yeah, so Polaroid 2.0. GoPro releasing their camera in portrait mode for TikTokers. Like we haven't seen anything from GoPro in forever, so it's kind of interesting to see that they're still knocking about. This was kind of nuts though. These Godox tubes, like 360 tubes. Yeah. Let's see what I got here. Also, speaking of vapes, you can turn one into a solid soldering iron with Vlad. I do not want to know how that works, but that doesn't sound safe. Yeah. Hey Steve, how you doing? Just saw the Polaroid on YouTube. Kai should present for Top Gear. $600 I'll pass. Yeah. Is that Kai, the Hong Kong dude that used to do the YouTube videos? Yeah. So it is. Is it still a plastic lens? Because they were like the way they were talking about it. I thought it was glass, but is it still plastic? Yeah. Stormborn. Oh, is that where it's from, Dave? Do you know what? I thought it sounded familiar. I was like, oh, that's a really cool hashtag, Stormborn. I love that's really cool. That's where it's from. Makes sense. Yeah. Robin says, I did this once, but I got too stoned to finish the shoot. It was macro, not people, thankfully. Love it. Yeah, you got to get the images quick, Robin. You got to, like, I mean, that's it. That's it. I love it. Yeah. I used to shoot Polaroid back in the day. Ironically, so happy to see it. Happy to see the back of it. Well, yeah. I mean, that's what we used to have to shoot in the studio, right? You have a Polaroid back, and then I mean, this was back when we were shooting medium format in the studio. You know, medium format back. This is before you could check the screen. You know, so before you start the shoot, you get everything dialed in. You got all your, you know, you do all your light metering and that sort of stuff. But you're like, do you know what? Let's just buzz it through Polaroids through. I must have some ancient ones here, like from old shoots, like some dodgy Polaroids of Katie Price from like 20 years ago and stuff. Yeah, pretty funny. USB-C charging port. Yeah, I'm sure there was a single, you know, 3.5 jack thing, whatever it is, but yeah. $700 with no replaceable battery. Interesting point, Vlad. Yeah, interesting point. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that is interesting. So I presume that speaks to what Steve was saying there about the USB-C charging port. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting. Yeah. Digital Rev. That's it, Steve. Yeah. Mother of Dragons. Yeah. Game of Thrones is Ironborn, not Stormborn. How you doing, Wibbly? Okay. I mean, it's all coming out. It's all coming out now. Yeah. So yeah, Godox brings out the redefines flash with a new 200 watts or watt seconds tube add-on for the AD200. So this is kind of crazy, right? And I like the fact that so they've got this adapter that you can make it, you know, focus it in, which is really nice, like this barn doors thing, which is really nice. But it, you know, it's got the ability to go 360. I mean, this would be great for video, right? You just hang it from the middle, and you know, you can illuminate the room, at least get a base light and that sort of stuff. That would be really cool for getting a base light. But look at these clever buggers, right? So you just plug it into the AD200 pack. Like how, I mean, genius, absolutely genius. So obvious as well. So that's the barn doors, and then just whack it onto the pack, shove that in your back pocket, you're good to go. That's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what I would use it for, but I want it, you know. That's when you know it's good. I don't know what I would use it for, but I want it. Yeah, because at the moment, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty clean. Like the shadows are pretty clean, to be fair. Yeah, the shadows are pretty clean. I would need to test it myself, but that would be my thinking about if the whole tube is flashing, right? That's a long point of light. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah. How much is it? $340. Okay. But yeah, so I'll keep an eye on that. I do prefer, like, if I was going to go like tubes wise, I do prefer the longer tubes personally. But yeah, interesting product, and great to see them, you know, bringing it out. Scope for, I mean, it's bound to be twice the size next year, right? Double the length, but yeah, interesting. And then let's have a look. Yeah, I know loads of people have got the AD200s. Like, you know, I'm doing workshops and that sort of stuff. People are always saying, "Oh, you know, what lights you got? Oh, I've got the AD200s," and they're great. Yeah, they're great. Especially if you're on location doing something, I don't know, like cosplay event or something like that. Just have them in your pocket. I mean, they're kind of a no-brainer for that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's a big bulb for the price of an AD200. I would need to see it, Wibbly. Yeah, like that's my thing. Like the thing I love about tubes is that this is really clean, even light. But that's only relevant when they're long enough and you can bring them sort of like far enough back to let that light sort of like just bathe the model. So when they're shorter like that, yeah, kind of be interesting. Like if you were to use that as like a key light, clearly clearly you're going to get like an odd catch light in there, but at the same time, it would be interesting to see what that does to the shadows and stuff on the face. But catch lights, specular highlights on the skin, like shiny skin, could be interesting. Yeah, could be interesting. But again, I would definitely prefer it to be, you know, longer for sure. Nobody clip that. It's only flash, not a constant light. That's what I was saying. So anyways, that's true, David. Yeah, it is only flash, so it is only plugged into the 8200. But yeah, you are right to point that out. Yeah, it's true. So I'm guessing there's no modeling bulb on it, so I don't see it. Yeah. I'm with you, Stevie. I don't know what I'd use it for, but I do want it. Yeah. Blood says, I'm starting to hate the whole YouTube photographer review gear. No money exchange hands, but they did send you a $700 camera, and you surely want the next piece of kit they will send you. And every guy talking about the Polaroid camera pretends it's some kind of miracle. Yeah, you're not wrong, Vlad. Yeah, it is like I think it's kind of a trade-off, because I mean I'm kind of guilty of being that guy as well, right? I mean I get kit and stuff, but you know, and I'm, you know, work with Rotolite, bringing out new gear and testing that and that sort of stuff. I'm wary of younger people because they're super hungry, right? They are real hungry, and like they are hustling out there, and they will sell their soul to, you know, to get ahead. And look, you know, I get it. Maybe that's what's required. I think some of the older guys, a little bit more chill with regards to, look, you know, you guys can send me kit if you want. Like, I get sent a lot of kit, and if it's shit, I just don't even, like, I'm not going to do a bad review. I'm just not going to do a review. It's not what I want, you know. Yeah, I get sent a ton of stuff, and over the years, like LEDs, I used to get sent so many LEDs over the years, and they were just terrible. So I just didn't do anything with them. I was like, you know, thank you, I'm happy to send this back, but this is not going to work for me. So if I'm bothered to write about something, you know, in an article or something like that, then, you know, it's good. I would use it, because I don't survive on that money. So I'm not going to waste my time writing about a shit product. It's just weird to me. But you are not wrong in that I'm sure some people are certainly biased about, well, please keep sending me stuff. You're right. What's this about? Oh, that's what I saw, Steve. Well done. I did see that. So do we know what that is? Like, it's just headphones or something? I guess it's just headphones. So I just saw like a pan across. I'm like, is that? I could, yeah. But I'm sure it's just headphones for, like, I don't know why, but yeah, weird one. But yeah, well done for spotting that. Yeah. So yeah, this last piece I just want to go over here is the Godox bringing out attachments for their kind of like their mini lights, right? So you can see that on the back here, and they're just like the large spotlight projectors that I've been showing you over the recent months, right? And we can see a little bit of blurring here, and you know, I would need to check it, but the AD300s, that's right. I was about to say the AD400s, but yeah, the AD300s. So if you guys have, you know, kind of invested in this lighting space, whatever it is, you know, if this is your system, then this is kind of cool that they've got this option. If you're on location doing a lot of work on the go, and you like, these 300s, you know, I can't justify going any bigger, then cool. I mean, that's clean. That's clean. Like, there's no, you got a little bit of a hotspot there, but like, that's clean, edge to edge. That's really good. You know, that's a crisp. You know, they've done a good job in that small space there, personally. But yeah, this is not S-Fit, so you as soon as you invest into this, you are really locked in to this system. It's going to be difficult to get out of in terms of upgrading. So, you know, again, if you're on location shooting weddings, you need something super lightweight. This is cool. If you're going to be somebody who's going to be shooting in the studio and you want to be doing this long term, like, I would just, think about, when am I going to upgrade to bigger lights, right? Before you go dumping into all these accessories that will really can only be used on this one light, right? So at least with S-Fit, it's just so many lights you can use S-Fit attachments on. So it's a pretty safe purchase. But this is not that. This is whatever they call this. Yeah. But really cool that they're bringing stuff out for those lights, basically supporting those lights. People who bought those lights, now have more options, which is great. So all good. Hey, no worries, Andrew. Yeah, no worries. Right then, so let's have a look at what we're doing. I said to you about I'm going to be playing around with this composite. So let me just open up Lightroom there. If you guys have seen any products that you're interested in the last couple of weeks that you thought were pretty cool, try and keep it photography related. But yeah, if you saw anything, post them in chat. I'd be interested to see what new products are kind of interesting you out there. So I'm just going to fire up Lightroom here, and hopefully it doesn't lag out too much. And we can look at some of these shots. So, what was I going to show you? So here we go. So they're just it's coming from an external hard drive. So just give it a second. But yeah, these long exposure light painting things, you can kind of see it happening here, right? So this is just a black room, and I'm just using this bottle. Okay. So let me just show you what that is as well. So here we go. Yeah. So this is I just did this at home the other day. I just wanted to try it out. But yeah, I've just got a stand, grip head, and then I've just clamped this bottle in place. And then this is just a piece of scrap black velvet behind, just to eliminate anything. Okay. And then, as you can see, yes, the setup there. So here you can see I'm using this tool, and I'll show you what that is now. But yeah, it's this kind of weird light painting brush. So a company called Light Painting Brushes sent me this years ago, as Vlad rolls his eyes at another product. But yeah, they sent me this years ago, and I never really, I'd always kind of wanted to use it, but never really got it to kind of work or gave it any time. I just thought it was a bit of a novelty, but like it is fun. So let's bring this up to so it's like kind of like this horsetail thing, right? And then this is like their connector. So you just basically put that in there. And then you just take your torch, or to my American brethren, flashlight, and just put it in there. And then there you go, right? So you got this, and obviously like the benefit here is that there's black here, and then like we just have this. I hope you're not stoned, Robin, because this thing is pretty nuts. So this is that is literally it, right? And now what you see in that image is I'm obviously the bottle is clamped in place, and then I'm just brushing it over that, like over the period of about 5 seconds or something. I'll check the shutter speed in a minute. That's it. So that's all I'm doing. Okay. So not difficult, but it is a little bit of fun. Yeah, it is a little bit of fun, and it was cool to play around with it. So let's get back to this then. So that's it there, right? Let's have a look. Same thing again. Right, so let's come back to Lightroom. Let's see the results. So you can see here, what do we got? We got ISO 50. I'm on a 105mm lens, f8. This is 2 seconds. Right, so just quickly just pulling it across in two seconds. And, you know, same exposure. So if you're slower with it, it's going to be brighter, right? Or if you're just doing it quickly, it's not going to be as bright or overexposed. So it's kind of just playing with it and seeing what works speed wise and how much of an effect you actually get with it. So and then I just did a bunch of them at like different amounts. Yeah, so a little bit, a lot. So I did this a few times. I mean, in theory, you could do this with colors as well, right? And then I was like, okay, so I got a bunch of those. So now what I want to do is I kind of want to illuminate the bottle as well. So I didn't have any lights set up, so I just used my phone. Okay, so what I mean by that is, like, I just took my phone and I just found like a white a white sheet of paper, and I'm just using that now. So what you're seeing here on these is just my phone, like above the bottle, like that, creating it. So, and I just kind of made a bunch of these with my phone, just kind of trying to get, and again, illuminating it with the phone. Now, what I also wanted to do is I actually wanted to get some details of the edges of the bottle coming through as well. So I was just using that long exposure brush thing, and I was just holding it behind, and just to get some of these highlights to come through the bottle from behind, right? And then just doing managed to get the actual label as well. Here you go. Yeah, so this is just nice and simple, crisp, just sort of highlights of the edge of the bottle. So pretty simple. So again, just a few more of these. Let's keep going. And now I kind of wanted to get the label. So again, just using that white sheet on my phone. Not bad. So now what I kind of wanted to do was, I knew I had all these edges and that sort of stuff, but the bottle would look pretty empty, you know, if I just had like the label and these highlights on the edges. The bottle would look kind of empty and kind of dark. So I wanted to illuminate the actual liquid inside, right? So I kind of did the same thing. I just took my phone, got like a white page again, and held it behind the actual bottle. So this clearly wasn't working, right? This was not looking good. So what I then decided to do was, yeah, the white is not very practical. So what I did is I just took the bottle and just took a picture of the back of the bottle here, like with that color, right? So now I've got this image on my phone of the back of the bottle. I just pumped up like the saturation a little bit, and now I just took my phone and held that behind the bottle. It's actually pretty effective, right? It actually did a really good job of giving like the, because that is a picture of the liquid inside, kind of tricking it a little bit. So what are we on here? I'm still shooting kind of long exposure because I'm using my phone anyway. But yeah, so pretty effective, to be fair. Yeah, really effective. Yeah. So you can see the phone there behind. Yeah. But yeah, so like the whole thing took like half an hour, but it was fun. It was definitely fun having a play with it. especially playing around with light painting is always good. Let me just see if I've got the images or if I need to export them again. Just give me 2 seconds. So I already exported them. Nice. Okay, so yeah, we've got a bunch of shots here. So these are just the shots that we were just looking at, and I kind of wanted to grab a mix of images here, right? So it's just a mix. So I just exported all of these. Now hopefully what I'm going to do is going to go into Photoshop and kind of stack them all up and see what we can get, right? So we can close this. Has anybody else done anything like this before? Like still life, long exposure, light painting with still life? Has anybody played with that? I know, Darius. I know, mate. Yeah, I saw you got some light painting shots in there. Yeah. Head massager. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You can use a professional light. And antistomelon. The hell is that, Darius? Is that what instead of the torch? Black fiber optic brush. Yeah, the tube fiber optic. This tube with for fiber optic. Where did you get it? The tube. Oh, it came in that tube. Yeah, it came in that plastic tube. Yeah, that was from light painting brushes. Yeah. exactly, Vlad. Yeah, this will change your life. Yeah. Yeah, forgive me for saying this, but I will say that I do feel like a lot of the American YouTubers are a little bit over the top with that. I get it; it's just a cultural thing, right? It's just what you guys are more used to. Whereas, you know, for better or for worse, some of the European reviewers can just be a little bit more controlled with it, rather than going, guys, this is revolutionizing the way that we shoot, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. What was 20 quid, Steve? Yeah. Get a white fiber optic brush and shine through dark room and get brilliant fire effects. Yeah, that's true actually for fire. That would be, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that would do. Yeah, the white one. Yeah, that would definitely work. Yeah. Blew my mind when I discovered you could cold freeze a model with flash and long exposure and have it walk out. it's great. Like long exposure, because long exposure is one of those things that only exists in photography. You know, it doesn't really exist in cinema, and we can't even see it. So it is does take a little bit of getting used to. Yeah. How did your hand not show up? Did you edit it out? No, those are the raws, Steve. Yeah, the hand doesn't show up because there's no light hitting it. So there's no light at all in that room apart from. So when I'm holding the phone, like the phone is just sending light out. So it's not hitting my hand because it's not coming around. Those BTS shots that I showed you I just turned the house lights on so you could actually see what I was doing. But yeah, as long as there's no light hitting anything like that, then you're good to go. Yeah. What did you paint with in this pic? Which pic? This one. This is, if you're talking about this one, Robin, then this is the spotlight that I've been chatting to you about, and I've been promising a review for the last 4 weeks and still haven't. Like it's half written, but yeah, this is the spotlight. Yeah, and I'll show you that technique in there. Yeah, come on with the caps. It's not Twitch, Robin. Come on. Yeah. If it was light painting first got me into photography, I had a collection of around 30 different acrylic light blades and a selection of torches. Yeah, that's the so my bag of goodies here. That's what these are. These acrylic light blades. Yeah. So that's what I did that perfume shoot with. Is the light blades. Yeah. So where did I put that? I lost it already. Yeah, so the light blades. Yeah. And then you just grab like speed light gels. So you just take and then just put your gel over the speed light, and then You just wedge it in there. That's bright, man. That's bright. I know it's overexposed for you guys, but yeah, it's Oh, you can see it there now. Yeah. So then you're just doing that. YouTube thumbnail confirmed. So yeah, like it's fun. It's fun. Just be careful you don't stab the model. Obviously, I've never done that. Never stabbed her with this. But you don't do it. Play with the light painting with the photography club a while ago, but which is basic stuff really. It's yeah, Miriam, it's so much fun to play with the light painting. I think I've said this before, but I've done several long exposure workshops over the years, and like it's the one workshop where everybody goes, oh, you know, whereas people are actually just like making the gasp noises, because you know, you're doing something, you can't see it, and then you look at the shot and it's like, what on earth, where did that come from, you know? So long exposure is definitely one of those things that is really engaging to work with and play with. Yeah. What is this company name? Anston Melon. 20 quid-ish for fibre optic thingy. That's actually better than I thought, Steve. That's not too bad. Yeah. Check out the older product called Pixel Stick. Yeah, that's right. The Pixel Sticks with the images. Yeah, they're pretty nuts. Yeah. I've never used them, but yeah. Oh, Dave says he works with laser cutting and acrylic all day. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I did think about it, because I've got circles and just sticks and that sort of stuff, but yeah, some of them could be, yeah. Star Wars, yeah. Yeah, give it a go. Honestly, they're not too expensive. Yeah, you do need a half decent torch though. So one thing as well, I mean, Darius may be able to comment on this, but one thing when you're using those torches or flashlights is that because they're LEDs. So I was doing it in the shoot, in the perfume shoot, and it was. Do I have them? I may have them. Give me 2 seconds. Here you go. So check. So this is what happens when the battery runs out. Kind of nuts, right? So basically the battery is not able to keep the LEDs on continuously, so it starts to stagger. This is a raw, by the way, but so it starts to stutter. So look, that was when the battery was fine, and this is when the battery starts to die. Like, I don't hate it, but it is kind of nuts how much of a difference that is. Yeah, so it's literally pulsing the LED, but it is kind of cool though, you know. Interesting. Yeah. Ants on a melon, Jake. Is that how you say it? Are you serious? Are you winding me up? Where is it again? Oh, you're winding me up. Be right back. Hey, no worries, Jamie. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Oh, nice one, Steve. Nice one. Yeah. You can create lightsaber with ants on a melon. Ants on a melon. Exactly. Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. So it's just lowering the power essentially as the battery dies. That's what creates it. Yeah. I bought some light painting stuff at the photography show. The best results I got were an empty shower job. Nice. Classy, mate. Classy. Yeah. Whatever works though, man. Whatever works. Yeah. Thank you, Darius. Thank you. Yeah. It does, Miriam. Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of difficult to recreate if you want it. You just have to run out some batteries. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. So Darius is confirmed it is ants on a melon. Why didn't you guys just say that? Like, I don't know why you just didn't say that. Right. Let's open up Photoshop. Cheap LEDs, exactly, Darius. Yeah, I have come across cheap LEDs that do that. like some of the earlier Profoto modeling bulbs had like really heavy flicker as well. So when people started to use them for film, I mean, to be fair to Profoto, they weren't designed for that, but it was just something that people kind of came across early on. Yeah. I wanted to see if I could bring that across, but that's fine. Right. So one thing you can do with this, right? Don't look at those images because they aren't released yet, so don't look at them. Incoming message from Rod any minute now. So what we can do is, here we go. So if you just go to files, you don't open up anything, you just go to file, scripts, and then load files into stack. So now what we can do is we can come in here and browse the file. So what this will do is, if you've got like a composite image or something like that, then it will try and kind of bring them all together, which is cool. Or stack them properly. Line them up. Align them. That's the word I'm after. Got there in the end. So here we go. So this definitely won't lag the stream, don't worry. So yeah, just boom, so we've got in there. Attempt to automatically align source images. Let's go for it. So I'm hoping this will work, but I'm not sure it will, because there's limited data and it's like random data, especially like the light trails and that sort of stuff. Like, it's almost impossible for Photoshop to go, what are we trying to line up here? So I guess we'll see if it does an okay job. It's not looking too bad. Ooh, yeah, that's done it. There. Yeah, nice. Okay. I think we can work with this. Nice. Yeah, okay, cool. Job done. End of the tutorial, guys. GG's. We did it. So yeah, that has done a really good job of lining them up. Nice. Okay. I mean, that is literally the hard part done, I'll be honest. So let's just what can we, let's straighten this up a little bit at least. Why is that blue? Okay, so let's get one there. I'm just going to roughly level this out. Seeing as they're all stacked now, it's just easier. Again, if there's anybody who actually does still life in here, I apologize, because like there's no way you would shoot it like this wonky out the gate, right? You'd make sure everything is leveled up and aligned. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Close enough is good enough, right? Job's a good one. Okay, yeah, that's looking good. I just want to make sure, I think we can afford to come in a little bit tighter as well. Okay. Cool. Okay, so let's get rid of these guides. Now we've leveled that out, got everything in there. Let's worry about these effects later. So let's get the, I mean, the label is what we want, I suppose, first, right? So we can at least start with that. So we got this main label here. We can put that above there. So one of the benefits of doing this is going to be that when you're shooting in the dark like this, anything that we change this blending mode to, what, lighten or screen, easy. Still life photography is a piece of cake. What's all the fuss about? Look at that. Job done. So do we want that one? Let's have a look. So again, we can come down here. Maybe it's a... Could do. Just to give it a bit of an extra pop in there. I could live with that. I might want to darken it down in a bit. What's this? So we've got the edges. Okay, so same thing again. We can come down here. I think lighten is just going to be fine. Yeah, this is it. Changing disciplines now. This is it. Still life. I've got a taste for it. So I don't go too much. That might be just. It's nice down there. I kind of like that bottom edge, but I don't know what this is up here. So what we can do then is we can grab a mask in there, and we can just mask out that top bit. Easy. I think I just actually let's just keep that bottom edge. I kind of like that bottom edge. Yeah. And then this one, let's see what that looks like. That's nice highlights on the bottom there, right? It's maybe a bit much up here on the neck. So again, we can do the same thing. I mean, we could even just go like 30%, right? Just come in there, just knock it back a touch. Nice, nice. Yeah, what's this one? Oh, so this was, I just added a highlight there on the right-hand side on the neck. So again, we could just throw that in there. That's pretty safe. I think line is fine. Oh, this is easy. Easy. What's next? Oh, these are the top highlights. I think we've probably got enough, but let's see what we got. Again, I don't mind the extra detail down there. I don't think we need that. I think we've already managed to get it elsewhere. Yeah, I think we're good. So we got some. We've got some weird colors down here, like this green. I want to work out where that's coming from. So it's that one there. See these weird green colors? So let's just grab a curves layer, hold down the option key and just force it onto that. And what if we want to take out some of that green? Just bring that down. Simple enough. Nice, okay. And let's come back. I feel like those highlights may be a touch too much. Let's bring the opacity of that down. That works. That works. So this is the brighter label here. Okay, so we've got our bottle, and again, remember this has all been lit with just my iPhone. Actually, pretty surprised at how effective that is. So okay, here we go. So let's bring in some of these effects now. So what do we got? We got everything kind of like that. Extra detail at the bottom. That's quite a nice top. Yeah. So we've got some good tops there. Right. Just going to scooch over here in case I've missed anything. So Darren's just talking about the low battery. Some flashlights choose frames. Some flashlights can change power of light. When you lower, you lose frames of LED light. Here's what you have. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I suppose the dimmer torches as well. Older LED lights as well will probably do the same thing. Yeah. Stacking. Yeah, so importers a stack that can save tons of time. If I'm trying to think what else I've used that for. I have used it in the past for a few things, but yeah, it is really useful. Obviously saves so much time here, right? For this, yeah. Best thing is like painting is uniqueness of the shots, and the second the light itself, you can paste mask backgrounds, that's what I mean, and like that's a blessing and a curse, Darius, as well, right? With regards to how much variety and variation you get, because you're never going to get the same thing twice. So that can be an issue, especially if there was a couple of times we were doing that shoot last week with the perfume. We're doing this. Oh, that's really cool. Can we get another one of those where maybe it was just slightly sharper? No. So it is a kind of a blessing and a curse. I think you just have to know, if you're going to be shooting it, just know that to add extra time, because it's really slow. You're taking like one shot every 10 seconds as opposed to like 20 shots every 10 seconds. Oh, no worries, Fred. I'll take a look in a minute. Yeah, the stacking part. Yeah. I know, it's cool. Like I'm definitely. I was actually really amazed at how well that came out, if I'm honest. Yeah. I'd kind of like to see these layers as an animated video. You could do, to be fair. You can export layers as GIFs from Photoshop. Although it is easier. I've done it for articles where I've exported GIFs before. You just save them as JPEGs, and there's like free browsers that you just upload the images to, and it'll export GIFs, and you can adjust the frame lengths and that sort of stuff. They're free. It's just a page. You don't even need to download anything. You just upload the images, and it'll export GIFs with different amounts of time and whatever it is. But yeah. Maybe it will do for an Instagram story. Right. So, where was the one with all the kind of like the flare at the bottom? So we don't think we need that. This is okay. I kind of want some stuff at the bottom here. Yeah, this one. There's got some stuff at the bottom here, kind of like that. So let's have a look at this one then. Okay, yeah, that works. Right, one thing I need to sort out is this clamp, right? Let's get rid of that clamp. So all of these can go in a group. Yeah, that's the bottle group. And then we can add a mask onto that group. So this lasso, I guess, pretty safe, right? Right, I'll do this real rough. I don't want it to take too long. I'll just hit the caps lock there just to get the crosshairs. But yeah, I'll do it kind of rough, just because I know you don't want to sit here and watch me do this for the next 15 minutes. But yeah, I'm just using the lasso tool. Let's just get this roughly masked out. Whoa, we're way off. Can I go back? You can't go back? Are you kidding me? Shit. Let's start here. I'll start here. I'll be real quick. There you go. I feel that's better. Right, we can just scooch in here. Maybe this is misaligned here, but I'm going to let it slide for now. And then just come up here. Here, I guess. Nailed it. It's going to be on black anyway, so it's not like I need to be too precious about it. This is the benefit of watching this on YouTube. You could just skip this bit. Okay, so we're nearly there, just wrapping this up now. Boom. Okay, cool. Right, so we've got our mask there. Let's switch to black paint back there, and then delete that, or either or, just invert that. Okay, so we've got a standalone bottle. Now we can just create a new layer and fill that with black. Cool. Right. Okay. So all that just to get rid of the clamp and stuff. But yeah, that's all good. And so where were we with this? This one. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, that's nice. I like that. I like this stuff down here, but I think there's something. I think we could probably have a better top half. I'm just going to look at some of these without the bottom half in there. This one's kind of cool. Yeah. Or this one. Let's have a look. I think I prefer that one. Okay. And then what else we got down here? So we got that fella. We could use that if we needed to. It's probably a bit much. This one. So quite like this one for the bottom half. Do we want to take away the top half there? Let's have a look. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep that top half from the other one that we've got, and then I'll just come in here and make sure that is a soft brush. Yeah. And then get rid of that on there. So now, yeah, we just got those bits down there. That's kind of cool. That works. That locks in there. So it's whether we want. I mean, you can bring in as many bits as you want. I take it. Like you can just come in here and just have like those extra bits on the side there. What else we got here? I think there's too much up there. But we've got some extra bits here, which is kind of cool. Okay, yeah, that works. That works. And then we don't need to use all of these, but I kind of wanted something a little bit over the logo, but we can't do it and make it look. We could kind of do that. So the other thing here is, like, do we want to knock that logo back so that this effect stands out? See, if you knock the logo back, although I like the light one, as soon as you knock it back, yeah. Okay, okay. And then there's probably more we could do to this, but for the sake of just showing you this, let's just come in here and just have a tweak with some of these colors. Yeah, we want to punch up the, so actually have a look at the color in the product itself. Yeah. Because I want to make it look like, I don't want to make it look like whiskey, but I do want to take out some of that kind of neon yellowy color. But I feel that's kind of strong. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, I mean, you could keep going, like, you know, in terms of what you did with this. Like, you could, let's have a look. Like, if you wanted to have more of a gradient, on there. So then what you could do is put that in a group and then add another mask with that group and then just add a gradient here. So if you just wanted to spice up just the top half of that label, you could do that. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I think, you know, just to show you, as in like a technique, I think it's pretty cool. I think I actually prefer it without. It's just getting a bit busy up the top there. I think that's kind of cool with that. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, fun technique, and it just takes you half an hour, and you can have a little bit of a play with it. And I mean, I may go in there, and because these have got some greens and stuff in there, I may go in there and kind of pull those out and actually make all of these the same color to a certain extent. So, I mean, you could. Why is that? It shouldn't be attached to that bottle. Why is that affecting that? Okay, I thought it was going to be only affecting these things here, but maybe it is affecting, I don't know, yeah, maybe because it's got the actual, all the bits over it, maybe it's just having an effect on top. But yeah, I was actually trying to go in there and actually just desaturate these, but you could do it manually as opposed to a group if you wanted. So where's the biggest offender? Yeah, that one's got a lot of color in it. So this one we could, in theory, yeah, so just strip out some of the weird colors in there. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. A little bit of fun. Yeah, a little bit of fun. Quite like that. Nice. Okay. Any questions on that? Let me know. Long exposure though, yeah. Light painting, a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah. I do use a tablet, Steve. Yeah, I'm using a mouse at the moment because I've run out of USB ports. But yeah, I do normally use a tablet. I think if you're doing retouching long term, especially like editing and that sort of thing, it's mandatory to have a tablet. Really, it really is. Yeah. Issue with Netflix, mate. Whew, rather you than me. Cool. Okay. Right. So any questions on that, let me know. And anything that didn't make sense in terms of actually capturing it or anything I was doing in Photoshop, then let me know. But yeah, you could do that like painting with anything. I mean, you can do it with the face. You know, I've tried it with the face before. I need to redo it because I wasn't happy last time. But brushing that fibre optic brush across the face, you could do exactly the same thing. And you know, you don't have to. You know, you could light the bottle and properly. You don't have to use your phone, but I thought rather than setting everything up, just take some shots and then bring it all together. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's cool. Right, let's have a look at some of these shots then. Let's get cracking with these. Go through some of your images. Oh, look at Vlad, look, eh? Look at this. Look at this handsome chap. That's cool though. I like these light rays, and the bokeh on this is beautiful. Vlad, if you're still here, what was this shot on? Yeah, these are beautiful. Yeah, we got like a filter on here with this. Gorgeous colors again with the greens and yellows. You're really owning that. Yeah, really nice. So we've got a shot here from Jamie. Basically, Nick, this setup from your website. The main difference is I've got 3-meter high ceilings, so the client can stand up. Yeah, true. Yeah. So yeah, we're missing some of the magenta on the legs, but I reckon next time I'll put the reflectors on both sides of the backdrop to creep it in. If you look on the left side, the magenta is bouncing off the white wall, which is nice, right? The right is black. Yeah, exactly. So we're not seeing much of it here. Yeah, I could probably have done more burning and dodging on the skin to make it more dramatic. My only excuse is that I'm just playing with how to make this work. If I was going to change anything for the future, add another gelled light underneath. You could do, yeah. You got to be very careful with this because it will start to overpower it. Yeah, you could do. I do like the fact that we're seeing some of this magenta creeping in here, though. Yeah. One thing, because you want to have that light from below, like super soft, right? So the only way you could kind of do that, I did this the other day on a shoot, is this is your backdrop, right? And this is your model, and you got your key light here, which is going to be directed at the model. So the issue is that you have when you bring in a fill light, ideally you want to bring this further away, right? You want to have it further away, but because there's a floor in the way and she's standing on that floor, you can't take it further away. So we kind of want to soften this in some way, and you go, well, we could just get a bigger soft, but again, you can't do it because it's going to get in the way. So one kind of way around it, and this is what I do with fill gel lights, is just to put a white reflector on the floor and then actually bounce that light into this reflector. So what then happens is that you've basically enlarged the size of your light source dramatically, and it's super you shouldn't really tell too much that you have a fill light in there. So that's what I do in this instance. When you just can't get a light soft enough and you just want a little kick in there, that's kind of what I do. Vlad says Nikon 35mm, nice AFD and 3D printed insert and fishing wire. Hey, I'm loving it. It's working, man. It's working. Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful shot. Yeah, love the effect. Is this natural grain, Vlad, or have you added grain in that? But again, you're really owning those greens and yellows. Really nice. Let's have a quick look at Jamie's shot here. Let's bring this in. Oh, look at that. Still life. Nailed it. Natural. So one thing here is we just want to be mindful of how bright this is. So we kind of want to tone this down here. So in terms of feedback of lighting, is to actually bring down the brightness up there. Couple of ways we can kind of do that. One of which is just to do an apply image, right? This is just gonna select the brightest parts, and then we kind of just want to bring that down. Now we've got a lot of heavy shadow in here as well, so I would probably also do the opposite, believe it or not. So I would come in here, create a new one, apply image, and you can click invert there, but I just do it here. So just hit Command I on that. So now we have the opposite, right? So now we can come in here and let's just grab this. that's just going to bring out some of those shadows, right? So just to even it out a little bit. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay. The other thing you've got to be careful of with the position of your lighting is this weird shadow behind her when we have her so close. So let's have a look. You can come in here and just grab a selection of her. I apologize if that's beeping on your end. And just grab that in there. Okay. And then we can just soften out this background in terms of the shadows and that sort of thing. So we can just mask that out. At the moment, we've got her. We want just the background. So now we can kind of grab a gradient here. Something like that. The reason I'm peering at this is because I've got this big light in front of me, which I would never work with a light in front of me like that, because you're like looking at it. I'm just trying to see, right, it's the opposite. So we want a nice gradient down here, just to soften that out. That's looking good. And whenever you add like a painted gradient like this, you just want to reduce any possibility of getting any banding in there. So just add a little bit of noise. And then again, because that's going to be digital noise, we just want to make sure that we soften that out. So just Gaussian blur it just a touch. Again, then we can just knock that way back to make sure we've got the right tool. Yeah, that's cool. And then lastly, what we can do is we can just cheat a little bit. I would always advise you to do this in camera, but this is a trick. If you screw it up, you can do this. So again, we can just mask out the subject and let's have a look. We want to just want to add some of this. So again, pop that in a group and then create a mask. Just hold down the Option key just to create a black mask. And then what we can do is we can kind of cheat a little bit by painting in the edges here. Right. And again, you would absolutely do this in camera, which is what I do. I'm just saying that I don't want you guys thinking, oh, is this how Jake does his gels? No, I'm just giving you a way just to give those edges if you don't have them, right? So if you're just looking at those edges, yeah. So that's what we're just darkening it down and then just softening up that background and then just bringing out those edges. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. Flats is my Lightroom recipe for a quick and dirty great grain. Nice, yeah. I've seen the presets since you're such a famous YouTuber. I'm gonna say they're the greatest thing ever, and some of them may actually cure cancer. I'm just saying, like, don't forget the brown envelope of cash for the great unbiased. Exactly. Yeah. I wasn't paid, but yeah. So I see Jamie's added another one here where he's just added a little bit more contrast and that sort of stuff. Yeah. You should really I would recommend doing that in Lightroom, Jamie. Again, like a lot of these things that I share here, I don't do on my own images, and I'm not being cocky, but you know, I learned over the years of how to kind of avoid being in that situation. But like, we all started somewhere, you know, like you guys kind of like, ooh, not happy with this, not happy with that. Like there's, you know, some tools that you learn along the way to kind of help you out. So although you can use apply image, you're using kind of like the pixels that may well have been lost already. So I would advise to try and do that in Lightroom already, right? Darken down those highlights. You know, sometimes I bring in almost like a fairly flat image from Lightroom, and then I can pump it up with contrast and dodge burn in Photoshop. That's where I've got, you know, the most of the data, right? Yeah. So Aslan here. First attempt at high contrast black and white. What do you think? Okay. So we've got what, spot color here. We're just bringing in some spot color stuff. It's nice. Yeah. It's good. Nice. I have that backlight, which is actually far enough back. It's not like catching the side. I see people doing it a lot, where they'll have this backlight and they're trying to be doing the hair light, but it's like coming across and like catching the side and that sort of thing. So I do kind of like when, if you insist on shooting black and white, then you can have this kind of checkerboard, which is what you've got here. Right? You've got this beautiful highlight shadow thing, which is definitely what you want to be going for. You've got it here as well, highlight shadow. So it's nice clean lighting. Look, and again, look, time and a place for spot color and that sort of thing, and it's kind of a little bit dated now. Just be careful of using it. I think you get away with it here, and I could see this working as part of a graphic design where you've got, maybe you don't want too much color to like fight with like a business card or like a website and that sort of stuff. You would just want to keep something like super simple and crisp and like graphic. Then I think you can get away with it, and I do think for the most part you have gotten away with this. Maybe with something like this, just bring the saturation down, like leave the gloves as is, but rather than having it pure black and white, just have a little bit of, so it almost like desaturated, like that high pass look could look pretty cool. But yeah, I think it's cool. Yeah, like, again, I think you've done a good job, as light on the hair as well, something that people overlook. So I think you've done a good job to keep the lighting nice and clean here. Yeah, it's nice. It's good. Nice texture and stuff on the clothing. It's a good job. Don't start, Paul. He's new, all right? He doesn't know any better. I'm back into Lightroom, and as I had a couple of coloured light images I wanted to play with, completely lost in Lightroom now. I need to refresh myself. Lightroom is, if you've got a decent file to work with, you can practically take it in any direction you want. It's almost too much choice now, especially with the masking in Lightroom with the raw that you've got. Yeah, it's crazy. Dave got shot here, 2 rhodolites in flash mode, nice. EOS 2 as key and Neo 3 as fill. Freezing cold and a model that loves splashing about, and yes, standing a couple of grams worth. Whew, mate, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Imagine if you were Stormborn though, right? If you were Stormborn, no worries, But yeah, this is cool though. This is cool. I'm not sure about the composition on this. We just like with her being just a little bit off center there. Like with composition like that, we either want her in one of the thirds or like have her bring it into the middle. And then lastly, I'm not always a fan of like black on black, how it gets lost. So one thing that we can do is just to bring it up to like dark gray, just a touch. Doesn't have to be much, right? Doesn't have to be much at all. So for example, if this was see how it's kind of, it might not be on your screen there, but it kind of gets lost a little bit. So I would just helps just to bring it out a touch. Doesn't have to be too much though. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, rather you than me with all that kit in the water though, mate. That is scary. Yeah, that is scary. Yeah. Still, we'll all be Stormborn soon, so we don't need to worry about it. You see that, Dave? You see that? Nice. Hey, no worries, Arslan. Yeah, thanks for posting an image. I really appreciate anybody that posts an image, because there's a bunch of people watching here. Not everybody's posted a shot, so takes balls to get an image in there. And yeah, I think any way that you can have feedback from a variety of people. I'm just one opinion. Somebody like Peter Coulson's going to give you a lot more feedback on black and white than I am. It's not my specialty. But yeah, great to see you out there shooting and trying new things though. So we've got a film shot here from John. Those of you who don't know, did a podcast with John a couple of weeks ago, and talking about we were talking about film and analog and that sort of stuff. So it's kind of good that he's sharing these images here, where he's shot on this little beast here. What is this? Nuts. Okay. Yeah, this is, yeah, I love this camera. I've got version of that. But yeah, so let's have a look. So what he says here. So John says, from my most recent shoot, I wanted to get some shallow depth of field. 105mm, f2.8, 25th of a second. Okay, so a little bit of movement there. Pentax 67 gold 200. The lens is an old Pentacon projector lens for 6x6 slides. Right, that's what I think. Yeah, I remember you talking about this. Okay. So, Vlad, if you're still here, this is right in your wheelhouse, mate. This is, yeah. You want to get yourself one of these Pentacons? Gnarly projector lens. After Jake and I recorded a podcast episode a while back, we were talking about the Pentax 67, which is what I shoot, and I mentioned never using flash with it due to its 25th sync speed. So the deal with most of the lenses on the Pentax is that it can't sync fast enough. So if you wanted to sync it with flash, you have to shoot at a 30th of a second or below. It's only an issue if you have a lot of ambient light in the studio. I've bought lenses that are leaf shutter lenses, which rather than the mirror doing this, you're able to sync it with leaf shutter lenses, and a leaf shutter lens, which is what the Hasselblads have, is lenses like an iris that opens and closes. So long story short, that's why he's shooting at that speed, is so that he can use it with flash. But as Jake pointed out, just make sure the ambient isn't too bright and you'll be fine. So exactly what I was just talking about. You can shoot it at 30th. It's just as long as you turn off most of the lights in the studio. You're not going to worry about there being too much movement caught, right? Super simple setup. Godox 130 silver umbrella with diffusion on the left, okay, and a silver reflector on the right to lighten up the shadow to touch. Okay, which has worked. I can see it coming in here. Yeah. Looking at it now, I think the light could have been a little bit higher and further behind her, join up the nose shadow a bit more. Okay. So what John's saying here is he would have brought this light up a little bit higher and brought it further behind her to join up the nose shadow. So here it's kind of joined. But yeah, like I would agree. So, you can tell the height of the light by just drawing a line underneath the nose and the nose shadow, right, which is there. So it's kind of there, like what John's saying. If we bring it up even higher, we're going to come down, and we can kind of get this nose shadow a little bit further down, maybe get a little bit more shadow under here, and get a little bit more definition under the eyebrows and that sort of stuff. So which I would agree with. Yeah. I would also say that this is 1 or 2 stops kind of overexposed. Like with film, you can afford to overexpose a little bit, but I would say this is at least a stop overexposed in terms of the skin wise. So you may have been, if you're light metering, just check that light meter versus your lens here. What a lot of people tend to forget when they talk about light meters today is they just take it out of the box and off they go. Back in the day, we would have to calibrate our light meters to our specific lenses, right? I mean, here, for example, I've got a 24-70 that is a stop darker compared to my 105 prime, right? Now, a light meter is not going to tell you that. A light meter is just going to go, yeah, that's the same. That's the right exposure. If I shoot it on my 105 prime, it'll be a stop overexposed. So if you were using a light meter, John, it may be that this lens is brighter than you think, right? Because it doesn't have any crap in there in terms of iris and all that sort of stuff. So you may find that this is brighter than your light meter is telling you. So just something to bear in mind for next time. Yeah. Sony 89 2 inches above the water. Oh, you were in there. So you were in there as well, were you, Dave? Or were you just on the sort of banks there? I mean, you are right. That is very low. You're right. Yeah, you were close to it. Yeah. She must have been freezing. Yeah. I'll have a look down here. Yeah. If it's in there, I'll get to it. Yeah. I think I saw it a minute ago when we were going through. Yeah, there it is. Yes, there. Yeah. Trying to get more and more vintage stuff and buy a mirrorless with a ton of money I'll make after my grain. You just leave it with me. Just leave it with me, Vlad. Just send me that pack and totally unbiased review on its way. We'll get them flying off the shelves, mate. Trying to get more and more vintage stuff and buy a mirrorless. You want a mirrorless. You do have a mirrorless at the moment, Vlad, or not? You only shoot and film at the moment. You do have a digital camera though, right? Where we get to, so Paul's image here. Paul says, I've been doing a lot of a style banned here. Paul's wording it like that because you do get banned for typing it out. So here's the odd one that's in color from his shoot at the weekend. So let's have a look at this one. So one thing, like, this is a real common issue that I have with girls when they do this to their hair, which is it's got product in it, right? Bleaching or whatever and that sort of stuff, and it's kind of growing out. Now, I don't know whether this happens as it's kind of a reaction to UV over time, but the product that, and I'm not saying that this girl is not using an expensive hairdresser, but this can happen. What we have here is this kind of greenish hue that is applied to this bleach, and I think it happens over time, as we can see that like the roots have grown out here. The other thing I would say is we just want to come in here and actually just tighten up this crop a little bit, just to get rid of this strap down here. Okay, so now we've got this nice wave coming through, right? As opposed to whatever this is. Yeah. Hello? Oh, I just hit the Lightroom shortcut, the Liquify shortcut. So let's just come in here a second. Let's open up a curves, which kind of want to see if we can just get rid of this. So if we just click on this, it's like a hand tool, and in here we can come in and we just want to add just a little bit of warmth in there, and we just want to come in here again and just take out a touch of that green. And we can have a look at the skin here. So we're in the blue channel here, so we can like find a highlight and just kick it up in the highlights a touch, and then come down here. So you see what, as soon as I click, wherever I click, it's happening on the curve over here. So the opposite of blue is yellow. So if I click down here and drag down, it's just going to warm it up a touch as well. Okay, so you may not be able to see this on your screen here, but this is something that, and over time your eyes will get better at seeing this. But what I'm doing here is removing that green. So this is the color correction off and on, off. Kind of see some hints of green and stuff in here, and on. So now we've just kind of added a little bit of warmth to that, and that's just got rid of those nasty greens. Okay, or just turn it black and white, right? Just cheat. Yeah. Just turn it black and white, Paul. I know what you're doing. You're like, I can't bother to color tone that. I'll just turn it black and white. I'm on to you. You're on the D750 at the moment. Okay, yeah, which is that's a good camera. Yeah. Oh, you did, David. Nice. I'll have a look at that. Yeah, I'll grab that in a second. Dave says, "Oh yes, always put myself in there with the models. If I'm cold, so are they." That's true, Dave. Yeah. I'm not as brave as you, but yeah, if you can stomach it, yeah, fair play to you. I mean, it's all very well if you're shaking like the comments and that sort of stuff, but shaking like because of the cold, shaking the camera if you can't get a crisp image. But yeah, if I'm cold, so are they. Time for a break. I get into some odd locations, so being there, the models help keep the connection. I'm sure it does, Dave. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah, if you're asking to do something, you're like, I wouldn't get in there, but could you do it? Yeah, I'm sure it. Yeah, I mean, I think they call it shared trauma. That's the technical term, but you do you, yeah. Can you explain the banned thing? I'm only teasing Steve. I've banned the use of the word black and white in here, so that's why Paul is taking the mick, saying that he can't say what he's doing. You know, it's true, Dave. Yeah, the Sony stabilization is nuts. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Interesting shot from James here. This is pretty nuts. Yeah, so 125th of a second, f2.8, ISO 4000. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. What a legend. This was shot with an on-camera Yongnuo thingy speed light that's been modified to only emit UV light. Now we're talking. Love it. Okay, you remove the clear plastic in the flash head and replace it with a UV pass filter. Interesting, James. Okay, okay. Great idea. Okay, love it. The green color in the background is created with a small Luxio tube. Okay, okay. Interesting idea, Steve, James. Yeah, I'll have to. Okay, I have to look at that. One of the things that's really cool about images like this, where we're not worried about correct color, right? There's no natural color in here. We can kind of get a bit crazy when it comes to color grading, right? First off, let's just tighten up this crop a little bit. Let's get in here on the action a little bit more. So one great way to do this is going to be like the channel mixer. I mean, this is like the channel mixer. This is just perfect for this. So let's have a look. So we can really just. Ooh, yeah. See, you can start to see how we can really start to get a bit nuts with these. So let's get rid of that nasty, weird brownie color. Let's make that nice and red. Let's make that pop. So I'm just working on the green channel here. I like to just make a new one for each time I open up a channel. So here, let's work on the blue. Let's see what we got. So we got blue in the shirt there. Ooh, I do like that. I'm starting to harmonize some of these colors now. We could just keep it, I suppose we could just keep it simple, as in red, green, and blue, right? I am tempted to go over to the pinks and purples there, though. Okay, let's leave it there for now. Blue, we can always come back, and let's just add the red. You don't want to make it too bright, but yeah. Okay. Okay. Now again, now that we're there, if we wanted to, we can then double down on some of these colors as well. So we can go, look, let's just pump up the red even more. Let's really make that red pop. And if you were like, ooh, the yellows, we can kind of just bring that hair back a little bit, so we don't want it to clip too much. And then just lastly, let's have a look at these blues, what we got here. Just really make those eyes pop out. So I'm just playing with this here, and I really just wanted to just try and stress to you that when we don't have any correct color, like we can really push and pull these around a ton without worrying about what's going to look correct or what it was to begin with. And we can kind of harmonize some of these colors. So you see here, I've gone for the kind of the red, green, blue, primaries there. So sounds like you're working with this, brand new, like really super creative idea. Absolutely love it. And especially some of the neon pinks that you can get with UV. I'd be really interested to try that out. Love the idea. I think it's really cool, and thank you for sharing how you did it, because I wouldn't have guessed that you shot this with flash with UV. It's nuts. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. But you are going to be kind of constrained a little bit with what colors you can use with UV light. So knowing that afterwards in post, you can really push and pull these colors around. Yeah, really cool though. Yeah, love that idea. Haven't seen Schindler's List. Brilliant. I know, Dave, right? Exactly. It's kind of a brilliant idea from James there. I need to have a look at that. Yeah. What would generative fill have to say about that door frame? I mean, I zombie-esque, you know, I can see somebody coming in there. Yeah. Exactly, Dave. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling. Hey, no worries, James. Thank you for sharing it, and thank you for sharing your process. I do. If you're in chat, which is great. I'm glad you're here. Like, what is a UV pass filter? Is that something that you can just buy on Amazon, or like what is that? Yeah, what is that? Kind of really cool though. You should do, James. Yeah, I really would urge you to play with this as well. One thing that we used to kind of try a little bit with UV is, you know, sometimes it can kind of look negative. Like, you know, like sometimes the darker areas would be really bright with UV, so we would kind of do things in like shoot it and then invert it afterwards, and you can get some really cool colors like that as well. You know, something to think about. It's not always going to work, but you know, think about what the opposite of certain colors were. Sometimes if the UV is like really bright and you invert it afterwards, what can we do with some of the colors as well when they're inverted? I would still love to see you playing with like the pink neon and that sort of stuff. Could be really cool. Yeah. I haven't, Jamie. Do you know what? I thought about that the other day. I need to. I wonder. Is it on any of the streaming services at the moment? But yeah. Just replace the lens in the head. Back in a tick. The lens in the head, or the lens in the actual speed light. So we've got Danny shot here. Combination of newer TL60s, Rotolight EOS and EOS 2 Pro, Neo 3 Pro, low power front fill. Okay. So we've got a lot of colors coming in here, like this rainbow effect, which is really interesting. Yeah, a lot of yeah, it's really interesting effect, Danny. How you did it to get all these real bright colors in a small space is difficult to do. Kind of would have been interesting to see what that would have been like if she turned. Maybe this is just a test shot and that sort of thing, but maybe it would have been interesting to see, you know, with her turned into all those kind of rainbow colors. Yeah. So that would have been cool. So the one thing here is a couple of bits here is this overexposure on this light here. Like we're clipping a lot of this data here, and that's because that color is too bright. It's reached its saturation limit. So what that means is that we've turned up the light with that particular color so that it's so bright and it gets to its maximum saturation, and then it goes, look, I got no more color to give you, I'm just going to start giving you white light now instead. So this is what happens here. You see, we have this, like, this is the color here, and then you see it starts to bleach out where we've kind of clipped it. So just watch that. The other thing as well is, again, on the background, like in terms of the brightness, just make sure that we are trying to keep as much of this light off the actual background as well. So let's have a look. I just want to see if we can, like, for the most part. Just to show what I mean. So at the moment, and we can kind of see some of the color clipping up here as well. Oh, I'm just adding noise to that, and then I'm just going to blur this as well. Always want to make sure we get rid of that digital noise. Now, what I'm just trying to show here is how distracting this can be here, to have this bright area, which is also on the right hand side of the image, which is, believe it or not, even worse to have a brighter area on the right hand side. Us here in the West read from left to right, so our eyes will process images from left to right. What happens when the brightest part is on the right hand side here is that our eyes just continue out of the frame. Okay, so it's actually, you know, if you look at images that have bright elements behind, you usually find that it's on the left for that reason. Now, remember that is based on Western culture. Like it will change in the East where they read the other way, but it's just something to bear in mind. See, already it actually for some reason it feels better over there. Okay, so now with this background kind of evened out, see how the face now feels dark, right? So again, that can kind of play a role in how we see the overall image. Now that background has been sort of brought in line, the face feels dark now. So we can try and brighten that up. And here I'm just going to do just a tiny bit of color correcting here on the face. And again, I'm just using that hand tool, right? So I'm looking at this highlight and I go, so I'm looking at this highlight and go, okay, this is in the highlight areas. I just want to bring down a little bit less red in the face, right? I'm just tweaking it down just a tiny bit. Okay. Same for the green here. We could go, okay, maybe we could go and just dial it up just a tiny bit. Come in here for the blue as well. We could come in here and just dial it up a touch. Okay, so you've obviously got a lot of colors going on here, so like the color correction is not going to be bang on, but we can see immediately how our eyes are shifting around this image now from where we were, right? So here we was like we're definitely veering off to the right hand side. Sort out that background, and then we sort out the face as well. Just open up the face, and immediately we're looking straight at the model. So we're really focused in there on the front. So thinking about how much the weight of light. I'm trying to think, like brightness is one word, but because we're using colors as well, we need to be extra careful because we have dominant and recessive colors. So we just need to be extra careful, because you could see even as soon as I sorted out that background that for some reason the face felt darker, and it wasn't the fact that the face had got darker because we haven't touched it yet. It's just the fact that we've got rid of that brightness behind her. Yeah. Let's have a look up here. Got finished, yeah, on Amazon video. You're talking about the lighting for your image, yeah, full spectrum camera and an infrared filter on it. Interesting. Yeah, always do infrared. Never background. No worries, Danny. Okay, that's cool. All right. So Steve got this UV gel for the thing I could get. I mean, isn't that what Jamie was saying? He found it. Andy is on Amazon for $3.49. Okay, thank you. Spectrum filter. That's what I get for not reading shit. Okay. Blacklight. This is going to get me banned. Why is that cross? Okay, cool. So James was talking about, right? That's what he said. I was like, why is he shooting eyes? You damn near shooting through, and it strips out a lot. Interesting. Interesting. Good work, guys. Good work. Go team. James, where's your affiliate link, mate? You could have made some bank tonight. Good work, mate. Love it. Love it. Yeah, nice. Okay. Can you send me your edit? I can. Oh, you want? Jake, nearly. Boom. There you go. Look at this. Look at what's this? What's this? Let's have a look. Thank you, Dan, from David. Real dark for you. This is good stuff, man. This is a great test of skill as well, which is difficult to. It's far harder than you think. Up some through the window, stroke bounced off the ceiling. I know, David, but yeah, I mean, I like it's that Cine Bloom doing work. If you don't have a Cine Bloom, you just use a Nikon lens. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, yeah, like just what to do, because it's pretty easy if you're working in just tone. But it looks like we got data, even in like losing it here is fine. Like Jamie loves dark images as well. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Real color poking in here. I don't know how if we crop that out. Points for that, mate. Points for that. Yeah. I'd have to sit a couple of days to see what I preferred, but yeah, good job. We got this is and try and spin the ass. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Love it. See, Steve says, I buy getting bang for the buck. Yeah, true. To it, that's what I mean. Like, having the Cine Bloom to it, because a lot of people say, oh, you could just add it in. Not the same. It's just Tony shot here. There's a little diddy one. Tony says another camera for Phil. Blanket also. True. Yeah, true. This is depending on how you want to see it, but yeah, lying on or around is. I think we've done this with. I was saying, use a white sheet rather than the grass being bouncing off the grass and that sort of stuff, and can get lime green. Just having having a big white sheet here. I would say the yellow is going to be picking up like here and that sort of thing. So, if I had a higher resolution image, we'd probably play with some of the long, greens, yellow enters here. I think we could crank. Probably lose this green, turn it out of that. Could be cool. Yeah. Just refresh. Levitate optical lumen, assisting adhesive shoot. So many professionals in here tonight. All comments. You better not be swearing at me at the end. Talking French, innit? I worked a lot on the nice. Yeah, love it. Before we have hello. So again, like this bright area here, right? So, we've got a couple of again. We could just do apply image because that's what we're interested in, right? Select in just real quick. Just grab this here. So I should have done this a different way. Let's do grab this. Now what we can do is we can put that in a group. Nothing on this curve. I've just banked that mask. You click that, and then masks like this, right? So on this, we want the opposite. We want the background, okay? And then in this mask, simultaneously, all right? We can come in and just darken this down. I want this to go too dark. We can bring it back. One thing to be mindful of in here is a bit too aggressive. it, but whenever you darken down a color, you gels on lights, you know, less light means richer colors. Same thing happens in Photoshop, right? So whenever we darken some saturation, so I'm just going to kind of counteract that. We can delete that. We don't need that. And literally target the yellows in this image. We don't need to be. In fact, we can do it outside of the group, but here we can down as well, right? And again, back that bright highlight that is underneath the arm there. Okay. And Shantae, hear that accent? I nailed. French, or are you Canadian? So Dave says the thing with those filtering, you barely notice the effect. Yeah, you 100%. Yeah, there's no light coming into the lens at all. You just don't see any blooms or filters that really only work with those specular highlights. Have a look at that. Yeah. Years ago, I heard that when you look at a photo left to right, predict your light coming from the right. I would argue the ON has it here is I think it depends what you're after. And to the left, in my opinion, it helps you. It depends on what I would say having them looking this way probably going to be the way. I'm just kind of, as you said that, I was just trying to think. 50. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Look, I saw Darius post an image in here. Here it made on my workshop last week. Neon 8 fiber optics. Yeah, it's cool. Let's have a look at this. He just puts it on there. Oh, okay. Started James. Affiliate link up for cheap young yos as well. What is interesting? I guarantee you that looks more professional. Yeah, I'm with Dave. I'm just going to gaffer tape it to the. Oh, okay, cool. So you're just seeing the ends. Yeah, like you've got a little bit of stuttering here in the right, because it looks like there's a little bit of so purple, pink, purple, pink, purple. Stuttering, or is that just the way? It's actually like, I mean, a neon peacock, but you know what I mean. Because I know certain LEDs, bulbs, right? I mean, that's how RGB works in fly. So this may be certain LEDs will mix colors, our refresh rate of our eyeballs, and they can effectively mix by a single bulb, which will mix the color. We see it in long exposure. Interesting. Yeah. See, so it says on solid color on my flashlight, I have actions in RGB flashlight. Yeah, it's all good. In close-ups of flowers. I mean, I think we all in the garden and that sort of stuff, James. So yeah, I think we pretty much start the same way. So when you 2 or 3 dyes on, there you go. So you got pretty cool though, man. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, well done for her for staying pretty still as well. Yeah, the exposure on this for your camera. Yeah. Somewhere in Night City, I should think. Yeah. Yeah, no white because when RGB is. Yeah. Just check we didn't miss any more. Good. Right. Be critter and have. Okay. He'll have a look. Okay. Done. Let's give you cure cancer, but I mean close. You don't want to check out any of my still the most popular. That's I suppose the classic gels one. long exposure workshop with light paper. It's just in terms of being able to create with the color gels, and also this goes over my hierarchy of light theory